What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to my everyday cosplay. That is One Punch Man World. That's right, the game is now officially ready for pre-download, so make sure you click on this, guys, and actually pre-download the game for Windows, App Store, whatever you decide to do, and get yourself ready for the actual drop of the game. So you guys can see here, it's the installer is going to be ready for my end. I'm going to go ahead and install that while we're doing this. I want to talk about two very important things today, guys. Very, very important things. Number one, we're going to show you guys the summoning process that you get the option to do when you are actually ready to start the game. And number two, I want to actually, let's start with number one being the difference between Aplus versus Crunchyroll games and who the developers actually are. A lot of people are concerned about this, so I think it's very important you guys understand who you're dealing with and what their role is in all of this, okay? So if you guys have played Street Fighter Duel, you guys know it was my main game. I covered it for 6 months. Probably could call myself the main content creator for it at the time because I put out so many damn videos, but I did quit the game. But I had a lot of experience with these two exact publishers. Okay, so the two publishers I'm referring to are Aplus and Crunchyroll Games. Now, Crunchyroll Games, I have a vivid relationship with. I've covered their games many times over, and I know they have a bad reputation. So let me just put everybody at ease here. Crunchyroll Games are the publishers. Okay, Aplus are the publishers. Now, Crunchyroll Games' regions are most likely the west side of the world, so Canada, US, South America, if it's available there. In some parts of Europe, very small amounts, and that's where Aplus goes in. So Aplus and Crunchyroll come together here as publishers, and Aplus's architecture or publishing abilities will cover the east part of the world. Okay, so we're talking about like Europe, India, etc. Right, wherever the game Aplus allows the game to drop. Okay, so those are the publishers. Now, the publishing job is simple. Their job is to market, put out all the Twitter posts, put out all the marketing campaigns, put out all the notifications, the announcements, and majority of the time there will be the mods or the people or representatives inside the Discords, the official Discord. So their job is to really the client-based service part of things. They're the upfront face of the client. So when you blame somebody for the game, you're most likely going to blame Aplus or Crunchyroll Games. That's really not how it works, though. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you guys why. Perfect World, who are the actual developers of the game, they're the ones who make the game decisions. So the pricing comes from them, the patches come from them, how the game functions, who comes next, buffs, nerfs, any in-game end-user decisions and changes happen through Perfect World. Okay, Perfect World is what they call the developers. They're the ones who develop the game. They control all aspects of the actual product within the game itself. Crunchyroll Games has almost no say in that. Their job is simply financial. Their job is to make the money by marketing and giving these developers a contract. So Crunchyroll Games is not going to be responsible for any in-game decisions. So a lot of people who are like, oh, I've had bad experience with Crunchyroll, I understand where you're coming from, but you have to understand the difference between publisher and developer. So throwing that out there real quick for you guys. Now, the purpose of the rest of this video is to kind of show you guys how it worked in closed beta testing for summoning, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit here. Now you guys can see here, we're fighting Vaccine Man, right? So once you finish this battle here, right, you're going to go into the next phase, which is going to be collecting some rewards. And you're going to get these tokens. Okay, see these tokens, these silver summoning tokens are used to summon for your basic banner. Okay, there's basic banners. You guys can see here, series test giveaway. This is the giveaway for the series test. There are the silver coins, which are going to be the regular banner, and then there's going to be premium gold coins. Those are the pay to win banners, essentially. There's going to be two different types of banners. Okay, now if they function the same way, you'll probably notice the same thing will happen again in global. Okay, so there'll be two separate types of currencies. So here you're going to see I'm going into the actual summoning stage. So this is how it works. You go into this little this cubicle, this in the hero headquarters, and now you can see the various banners, right? So the first one here is going to be the beginner's collection. You get yourself in CBT, in closed beta testing, we got 300 of the gold tokens. This banner to start recruiting was 260 banners. Now there is a pity system, by the way, guys. I believe it's 100. I'll have to recall that. You have to bear with me once this game comes out. But here you will gain 10 drawing results as soon as the drawing starts. You can refresh these results as unlimited number of times until you're satisfied with the outcome. The first 10 refreshes are free, then all subsequent refreshes called cost world silver. Every 4 refreshes guarantee an SSR character. So you're going to get 10 multis, okay? Once you get those 10 multis, you get to choose between one of those 10. If you're not satisfied with any of those 10, then you're going to go ahead and be able to use your world silver, which is these tokens up here, to do 10 more refreshes, or sorry, subsequent refreshes after that. And every 4 refreshes you do, you're guaranteed an SSR character. So let me just show you guys how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the rest of the banners real quick. So this is banner number 2 right here. So this is the limited collection banner. Okay, so this here you can do one-time daily draw with 8 gold coins, or you can do 260 silver coins for 1 draw, or a multi will cost you 2,600. So it is, so sorry, the pity is 90. So every 10 draws, you're guaranteed an SR or higher quality item. Quality item doesn't mean a character, by the way. It can be in arms as well. And every 90 draws, you're guaranteed the SSR character. Now you can lose to the actual villain, or so the actual character. In this case, it's Speedo Silent Sonic. You're not guaranteed to get him in that 90. You're guaranteed to get an SSR. So there's a pity system in place where there's a chance to get the character and also a chance to lose to get the character, and then you have to go again, and you'll be able to get him after that. Okay, so this is probably going to be the same, I would assume. In closed beta test, this was the actual limited banner. It might be the same again. And he's one of, if you watch my video for the top 3 units, he's one of the top 3 units you absolutely want to go for, okay? And then there is the OG regular banner. This is his arms banner. So exclusive, they're called impressions, sorry. So again, same thing with impressions. These are the equipment you get for your characters that give them passives, abilities, etc. So here, same thing applies. Use 10 to guarantee an SR version, or every 90 you're guaranteed a SSR version. Again, doesn't necessarily going to be this one. The impressions are specific for your characters, and the more dupes you get, the better the quality of the impression will be. Not quality, sorry, the effect of the impression will be. So keep that in mind as well. So that's what you're going to summon on. And then here is the everyday banner. So Hall of Everything. This is the same thing. So this pity does not affect the other pities. Okay, this is its own its own pity. So this 90 here will not affect the other 90 there. So you have to summon on 2 different banners for 2 different pities. Keep that in mind. So here you have the opportunity to get yourself Saitama, Genos, Moomin. He's actually, Metal Knight's actually not in the game. They have a picture of him there, but he's not actually an option in the game. So so you guys can see how this works. So here you can get yourself some tickets to draw. We got 51 tickets up here. These tickets only apply for this banner, the everyday banner, okay? So you can draw 10 times or 1 time using tickets, and after you add your tickets, it costs you 2,600 to do a multi. All right, so just so you guys are aware, and this is how the animation will look. I'll just show you guys real quick. You pull a lever down, and then it will essentially pop up. It looks very similar to Alchemy Stars if you ever played that game. It goes, a little beacon pops up. Now, if it's a purple beacon, you're guaranteed an SR character. And if it's a blue beacon, you're going to get only Rs. If it's an orange beacon, you're going to get yourself a guaranteed SSR. Okay, so here you can see we went ahead and summoned. The beacon itself turns purple, and you will see the actual rewards you get. So there's an R impression, there's an R impression, and then etc. Now, rare impressions are important. SR impressions are important because every slot will be able to take a specific type. So rares will be used. You have to dupe your rares for the most part to make them viable. Duping in this game actually isn't that crazy. It's not required. It will help you, but it's not a necessity. Okay, so we got Spring Mustachio here as our SR character, and then you guys can see here as we go. This is the character that we got, and everything else is rare. So here's another summon again. This time we got ourselves a SSR summon. You guys can see that orange pillar, right? So that orange pillar will now turn one of these into an orange beam, and then this beam here now will become an SSR, either impression or character. Okay, so I think this was a pretty big one for me. Let me see. Did I not get Atomic Samurai? I think I did. No, who did I get here? No, I got Speedo Sonic. Okay, so this was Speedo Sound Sonic, the jail version, the one I actually don't like. So this version is still a good unit, but I wasn't a fan of his playstyle. You might be, but I personally wasn't a fan of it. So there you go. There's my first SSR villain. Got that character right there, and you guys can see villains and heroes can be used, by the way. There's no discrepancy there between those two. Some missions may require only heroes, some may require villains, but this is essentially it. So you guys can see here as you summon, this is how it goes. Now again, there's the option, of course, to get yourself the 10 times summon. When you're joining the game, if they give you that option, sign in as a guest. Okay, when you sign in as a guest, you're going to have the opportunity to do the 10 times summon and see if you like it. Now, the problem here is, I believe, if I recall, what they said is, if you don't sign in with your pre-registration account, you're not going to get the 260 summons. So that's the 20 free multis. So what I would suggest to do is perhaps do the reroll first, which is go in as guest, try your 10 times free, get who you want first, and then link your account to that account that you like. And then get those rewards. Okay, so I'm gonna try it out for you guys. I'll make a reroll guide, but I believe that's the best way it's gonna work. But this is essentially how it is. Okay, guys, you guys can see how the summoning system is gonna function. Again, a lot of this was done in CBT. As a heads up on how it worked for us in closed beta testing. And here's how the multis work. Hold on, let me go to the here. So this was the saved results. You guys can see here. Let me go back. What did I say? I picked Atomic Samurai. Okay, so here, if you go back here. Right, one of these worked out for me really well, and I ended up getting my favorite character. There he is, Atomic Samurai, and that's who I went with. He's my number one character in this game. I've used every single character available. You guys can see 9 out of 10 saves. So these were my results here, right? You can see here I've got Atomic Samurai with SR version of Lightning Max and SR version of Speedosonics items and a few other impressions, and then I've got these ones. So this is what happens in the 10 free multis. You get to choose the one you want, and the one I chose was that one. So I swapped it over for this Atomic Samurai one, and we picked this one instead. Okay, so that's how this is going to work. Just keep that in mind. All right, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.